Good evening, everybody. Thought it was time for a short layout update. Let you know some of the things I've been working on in the layout room besides what I've done, on my live streams and all. So this is, of course, just kind of looking over the yard. This is after I've gotten all my trains entered into JMRI. So everything's pretty much out now except about 5 cars and a couple of locomotives. So that's what that looks like. I've been doing some track ballasting down at this end. Part of the yard's ballasted, so I decided to start going outside the yard, and I've got that ballasted all the way around to here, and then of course I've set this over here to get it out of the way. But I've got to get some shelves up so I can get all my empty boxes on shelves. All right, just going around the layout. Of course, I have cars out at what's going to be the paper mill and the cement plant. And then I have my refinery tracks full there. But the big thing that I've been working on is down at this end. I've been putting plaster just to not make everything look so flat. So what I did was I started out with this brown paper here, and I just tore pieces of it off. And if I can get the camera to focus back in again, back out on wide shot. I tore pieces off and then put the Woodland Scenics plaster cloth over the top. Well, it wasn't drying hard enough for my liking, so what I did after that is I mixed up some plaster of Paris, and I've put plaster of Paris over the top of the Woodland Scenics plaster cloths. So it smoothed things out a little bit, but the problem with plaster of Paris is the working time is just way too short. So I might look for another method, maybe like drywall spackle or something like that when I go to do other parts of the layout. But I wanted to get this one end done because I had made different levels, as you can see. So I wanted to get this one end done and see how it looks once it's been plastered and everything. So yeah, it came out pretty well. Of course it's going to look a lot better once it's painted and then scenic and everything. So but this was a big thing. I made a complete mess over here, dripping plaster everywhere. Like I said, plaster of Paris just has too short of a working time. I mean, I made it like soup, and in about 15 minutes it was a brick. So, of course, working on my road a little bit. As you can see, I have put down the shoulder on my road. So some gravel along the side, and then into the gravel is going to go into scenic, like grass and dirt and stuff. So I put dirt on the side, so I've got to get some grass and bushes and things like that. Another thing I'm going to do is put my guardrails along this section here. So, and here's looking under the bridge. So you can see the road goes off into the distance. Of course, I got plaster all over it too. So, but anyway, that's what I've done on my road. This piece of rail that I painted the other night on live stream. I've put some ballast on it now, so just to see how it looks. It's just about a 3-foot section of ballast. I just wanted to see how it looked with the weathered rail that I did. So I think that came out pretty good. You can see. One thing I really liked about using that pastel is it seemed to give a lot more fading effect. So the rail's just not all a solid color, so it doesn't look painted. So I kind of like that. And it seemed to stick just to the tie plates in the rail, so that was kind of a bonus. So. Alright, so the other thing I've done is I've been laying some track down here on my industrial siding. So I'm going to have 5 industries and a team track on this. So this track is going to be a company called Dresser Magcabar, and they provide like drilling sand and things like that for the drilling industry. Past it, at the end of it, I'm going to have a lime business, and it's fertilizer lime. So there was a guy in company in Minden, Louisiana, like that, and he was just at the end of a spur, and he just get lime and gondolas and then dig it out with a backhoe, and that was his business. I mean, there was not an office there or anything. He just had his backhoe and trucks, a couple trucks, and that's how he delivered lime, fertilizing crops and stuff like that. So that's what's at the end of this track. This track is going to be a company called the Western Company. It's going to be right along in this section, and then at this end, I've got a plywood plant going in, and this is going to be my first attempt at really scratch building from start to finish a building for my layout. So I haven't found any pre-made kits that'll replicate exactly what I want. So first of all, I've got to have something that's going to fit against the layout wall, which, because the track is angled, the building's going to have to be angled, and the building's going to be half of a building. So it's going to, what it is, it's going to come up and it's going to be covered track through the building, and then on the other side a loading dock with all the works inside of it, all the machines used to make plywood. So it's going to be kind of interesting, modeling something from scratch, completely from scratch, which I haven't done yet. I don't think I'll have a problem doing it, but the only problem is going to be getting it just right for the angle of the track up against the wall, because it's going to have to go dead up against the wall. And then what I think I'm going to have to do, what's going to be the hard part then, is I'm going to have to paint the other half of the building on my wall. So that's going to be the real hard part, because since the building's angled, there's no way you can put a mirror behind it to reflect, because then the reflection's going to be angled, so it wouldn't look right. I guess I could angle the mirror, but I don't know. I'll have to see when I get to that point. So I've also laid the cork for my siding. I got some door shims, so I can my sidings are lower than my main line, so I've got some door shims to lower my siding. I guess I'll do that next. Passing one of my trains here, and then I got track laid into the Red River Valley Co-op there. So into my grain elevator, there's some track. The other track here is going to double as a storage for grain cars, but also a team track. So down at the end where that gondola sits is going to be a team track. Probably just an open air ramp. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll see how that works. Luckily at this stage those kinds of details you can modify, before you finish it. So there is my from a previous video, there is my weathered boxcar with graffiti on it. 1970s style graffiti. Surely not as elaborate as the stuff is today. So that's it. That is what I have done so far. So I've still got a few things to do on the grain elevator. As you can see, I've got to put these ladders on. They're just sitting up here for now. I don't know why Walthers would make a kit with doors to nowhere, but maybe so they could sell you the ladders separately, I guess. And I've got to get another vent and put up here. So I've got these vents on here. Anyway, so that's where the grain elevator is going to be. So this is going to be an industrial section with a lot of work going on. 5 industries and a team track. So anyway, that's it for this time. Glad you could join me, and I will finish over here. Just another picture of the yard. All right, so y'all take it easy and have a good evening.